Pepe coin price warning. If you're a Pepe coin holder, I've got a video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about Pepe because the market is quite sluggish. The volume is getting pinched. I think we're getting closer and closer to seeing a major price move. We're going to be talking about that. I just entered a 75x long on Pepe, potentially going to make some big money. We're going to see how this plays out. So without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm maxi. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. Let's hop into this video. All right, guys, we're going to start off here on Crypto Twitter. You can follow me at 333blacksea. I say James Wynn getting stop loss hunted over and over again while we are seeing global Bitcoin adoption simultaneously is a sight to behold. So if you're not familiar with James Wynn, basically he's been opening $1 billion Bitcoin long positions using 40x leverage. It's a crazy thing, and he's getting basically stop loss hunted by market makers. And I say retail has no idea Bitcoin is going to $1 million because right now retail's quite quiet, and Bitcoin is a few percentage points off of all-time highs, trading over $100,000, and altcoins are flatlining. I do believe we're getting ready to see a massive move. Once retail comes back, you're going to see Pepe make a huge explosion to the upside. So looking at Pepe right now, we are flirting with a very important support level. You know, if you watched my Pepe coin video yesterday, I said, I think that we stay and hold above this support at 4012 and that we don't break down and come and test the bullish trend line here. I said, I don't think that plays out. Could it happen? Yeah, that's like kind of my line in the sand. I don't want to see any breakdowns below, say, 4010. But where we're at right now, I am opening up long positions. We are laying flat on this support, and we're treating this as support. And I do expect some sideways chop. I do expect some moves like this. And, June, July, August, we could chop around for a while, guys. As long as we don't start to make large moves up by the end of June, I think that we're probably going to be in for some consolidation sideways chop. So what did I do? We just tapped the support level, and I opened up a long position, 75x leverage on Pepe. We are swinging pretty significantly here. Once you just saw it was red, now we're up about 10%. That's about a $200 position. I'll probably take profit here if I can get like a 2x on this. And I think that there's probably a high likelihood that that plays out, especially based on the technicals here. I am expecting a green dot to form here on market cipher down here. And when we do see a green dot form, then I'm going to expect some upward price action. And guys, I'll be honest, I don't want to say bearish, but I can be talking about how the market's going to trade sideways and chop around. And that doesn't mean that it's just going to flatline, not see any range, but not going to be stuck in a range. I think that we're going to see moves to the upside and moves to the downside. But really, what I'm expecting is to be holding up over the support level and kind of just chopping around within this region between 4012 and 4014 for a couple weeks, maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It really depends on how the weekly and monthly candle closure looks for Bitcoin by the end of June. It's a very important time frame. But if we aren't closing and seeing posturing of bullish price action by the end of June, then I do expect probably just going to be trading sideways, chopping around, letting the markets cool off, and getting ready to see a big volatile squeeze to the upside for Pepe, specifically because I think that we're going to be leaning in towards Q4 2025, which we should be expecting rate cuts, quantitative easing, more bullish environment for risk on assets, guys. So if you do want to trade Pepe, let's look at this trade. We're up about 8% right now. 75x leverage. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but if you guys do want to have some fun and trade some leverage, 75x leverage, I'm using money I'm not afraid to lose, guys. Okay, if I was doing like my $200,000 XRP long position that got stopped out in the profit, not using 75x leverage, and I'm actually monitoring the trade. This is more for fun. I think the market's hot, so I'm trying to capitalize on it, catch this volatility before it cools off a little bit. And so I'm doing some 75x leverage positions, and you can double your money pretty quick if you know what you're doing. Like I said, guys, not financial advice. You will lose your money leverage trading, especially when you're using high leverage like 75x leverage. Like I've been liquidated a couple times on this, but guys, I'm just doing it for fun, all right? Trying to capitalize on it, catch a runner if I get lucky, and maybe this 75x, $190 position, all of a sudden I catch a good entry and it goes to new all-time highs. Well, then this $190 probably turns into like 20, 30,000. Okay. So that's kind of my strategy behind this. And if you guys do want to trade, check out in the description box below or pin comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. Click the link, deposit trade, but you get a bunch of free money. It's KYC free. Take advantage of the promotions, guys, especially while this market's hot. Looking at Pepe, we're at rank 27, down about 13.81% in the past 7 days, down about 4% in the past 24 hours, and barely seeing a little bit of relief here. And, you know, guys, we're still above a $5 billion market cap, which is nice to see. 24-hour volume just barely below $1 billion at 600, basically 700 million. Guys, you know, it's crazy. All it takes is to get your coin listed on Robinhood, and all of a sudden the volume is just intense because it's so accessible for the retail investor. And that's why I expect when retail does come back, like I said at the beginning of this video, retail's not here, and they have no idea that Bitcoin's going $1 million. I do believe Bitcoin's going $1 million. I think it's going to go beyond $1 million. The question is not if, but when. And I do think that retail's not here yet. And when retail does get here, I expect to see this volume be in the billions, and I expect Pepe to be above probably all-time highs, which is around like a $12 billion market cap. I think Pepe really has the most staying power out of all these memes we've seen come out in the past 3-4 years. Looking at the overall market, Bitcoin's trading at nearly 105,000, sideways price action. Bitcoin dominance, sideways price action, guys. It's going to get repetitive for a little while, but guys, you need to chop around a little bit before you can see those big moves. And guys, there's a pump around every single corner with crypto. You just need to be paying very close attention. You need to not panic sell, and you got to be taking profit along the way. That's my strategy, guys. So looking at Bitcoin, we have put in a little bit. I don't think it's like a local top, but I think that it's important that we're paying attention to 94,000, 88,000. I think worst case scenario, we come down to 94,000 and we hope for a bounce. And if we don't get the bounce, then I'll say, hey guys, yeah, this was a double top, and we're probably going to wrap it up for a year or so. But if we don't come down to 94K, I think 90,000, like just barely below 100K, like 99, 98 is okay to test. Like just kind of spook everyone out. I come to right about like there. I think that's kind of as low as we go. As long as that would be like the target I'm looking for if we expect June to see continuation to the upside, like by the end of June. But if we don't come down there and we just chop around, that's okay too, guys. But I will say, like, my line in the sand really is close below between 94,000 and 88K. And guys, I do think that we're going to see some sideways price action followed by continuation of the upside. I still am bullish on Q4 2025, and I expect to see Pepe perform well when we see Bitcoin make new all-time highs. The Pepe trade right now, 20% in the profit, up $31, $32. Pretty cool. Should I keep it open? I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to keep it open for a while, and follow me at 333blacksea on Twitter, and you'll see what the profit is when I take profit on it. But guys, if you like this type of content and you are bullish on Pepe, and you think that crypto is just cooling off, getting ready to see big moves in Q4, I'm in the comment section below. I'm curious if you think of that. That's personally my belief on that right now. Guys, the 4-year cycle, right? That's all we got. That's the most valid data point that we have. I'm going to keep following that until it's broken, and it's not broken just yet. So that's all I got. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.